When police officers found Troy Salee lying on the floor of his video store, he was bleeding to death from multiple stab wounds suffered during a robbery. Police officer Ken Bell was doing anything he could to try to keep Troy alive until paramedics could get to the scene.
Troy, we're going to need your help on that, all right? Can you answer some questions for me?
I said, we have no witnesses but you. You've got to stay with us. You've got to give me some specific information.
Stay still, okay?
From that point, it seemed like everything was slowed down.
I need your help. Can you tell me what happened?
I asked him how many were there. He said there was 4. One of them had a gun, one of them had a knife.
Okay, listen. Troy.
I said, can you tell me anything about him? He said, one of them stayed in the car.
What kind of car was it?
I said, can you tell me anything about the car?
It was a silver car, you know the year?
I knew that'd be important because if that was their escape vehicle, then we'd have to have a description of the car.
What was it, a 78 Chevy?
78 Chevy Malibu.
Okay, 78 Chevy Malibu. Is there anything, think a minute, all right?
I said, can you tell me anything about it that might help us identify it right away? And Troy said, yes, it's got a temporary dealer plate in the back window behind the driver. And I was just amazed that this man is laying here with all these stab wounds in him, and he can sit there and give me this information.
The EMTs are here now. Here comes the ambulance, all right?
One of the first paramedics on the scene was Sherry Hansen.
He had multiple stab wounds. After we hit about 20, we stopped counting. We also found a sucking chest wound. It was an indication that he had a puncture into the lining of the lung.
Okay. Got non-rebreather going. Get you to fight, all right?
Detective Commander Paul Endress arrived and took over the investigation.
Once I had the information about what had happened and I saw all the blood inside the store, my thoughts were we were dealing with some very ruthless and gruesome men.
Go ahead. Get what you can.
If they were able to do this to Troy, what would they do to other people? We needed to get them, and we needed to get them fast.
I need another comment.
He's only one guy, the guy that did the stabbing. Can you describe
Ken relayed the information gathered from Troy back to headquarters.
Purpin, this is Major Bell.
Got it. At that time, I dispatched it to the other communities, so everybody, north, south, east, and west, get the communication.
Requesting to investigate reference armed robbery occurred in this city approximately
30 miles away in Brownstown, Lieutenant Paul Starr was on routine patrol.
I'd been there about 6 or 7 minutes, and a gray Chevrolet with a temporary license plate stopped at a self-service service station. At that time, I called my dispatch and told them this is possibly the vehicle in question.
25236, would you get a little bid for the police department and see if they can...
I called my dispatch and asked if one of these individuals in his car had on a white or a light-colored shirt.
Hold on, I have an emergency call.
Dispatcher Brian Turpin confirmed that one of the suspects was wearing a light-colored shirt.
336.
I said, okay, I have this vehicle in observation.
36-25-3, I believe this is a suspect vehicle. You might give me some backup started this way.
When Troy's parents, Marge and Bob Salee, showed up at the scene, officers would not allow them to enter the store.
I figured they wanted to keep me out of there because there was no life left in him. I was just paralyzed nearly. It was an eerie feeling.
I did not let go of his neck because we thought that possibly he had gotten into the jugular vein. So I requested that dispatch contact the 2 surgeons and have them into ER stat.
I got where my lights would shine in the back window of the car, and the individual on the left rear had a long dangling earring.
25-3, would you contact Bedford again?
So I got back with my dispatch, and they confirmed that, yes, one of these individuals did have a red T-shirt and a long earring. I stayed with the vehicle, and we were getting close to a government housing project. So at this time, I said, best give me some help as soon as you can. If they get out of this car and get in this project, we're in for a shootout.
This vehicle is headed for the Blue Apartments. They give me some help up there as soon as possible. If they get inside, we're going to have trouble.
At Bedford Medical Center, Troy's mother finally got to speak to him.
He was worse than I thought he would be. I kept saying to myself, you can't cry. You know, I thought if he sees me crying, he's going to get all excited about this. I just stood there and I said, you're going to make it. And he said, I'll make it. And then he said, I love you guys. I kind of thought, you suppose that's the last time he'll say that?
They pulled into the project, pulled up to the curb, and the vehicle stopped. The back doors of it opened. By this time, I was out of my patrol car.
Stand the vehicle. Close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. Close the other door, I'll blow it off.
I was thinking to myself, I hope they don't get out, because if they do, I'm in trouble.
Put your hands up where I can see them.
We found not only the gun used to hold on Troy, we also found the knife used to cut Troy's throat in the back seat. We found the billfold stolen from Troy.
Also found in the car was evidence linking 3 of the suspects to the kidnapping and murder of a young woman in Kentucky. All of the men are currently serving long-term sentences at Indiana State Prison.
The apprehension of the suspects was successful not only because of the cooperation of all the police agencies in the area, but also because of the heads-up play of Troy.
Troy Sallee not only survived, but has completely recovered.
What kept me going was that I was real intense and wanting to be able to catch guys that would do this to somebody. I knew the only way I could get back at them if I stayed alive.
Everybody said, well, you'll have to sell that video store. That kid will never be able to go back in there. And he was chomping the bit to get back in that video store. I think he's fabulous.
I was a little edgy going back in at night and stuff, but I wasn't going to let 4 guys ruin my rest of my life.
I think the paramedics and the policemen did a fantastic job. I don't think there could have been any better. They were there real quick, and I feel like they're the reason he lived.
For a team to act like that and to respond like they did and get me to the hospital and take care of me, I think they deserve a lot of credit. I owe them my life.
Next.
You just want to do your best because here is someone's child and they need you, and you want to do everything that you can and that you've been trained to do.